Hey, I'm Emma Garlett and welcome to Paint It Blak. Racism has not been eliminated. In fact, it occurs frequently in Australia. It's an unfortunate reality that we can't keep sweeping under the carpet. Racism is defined by the Oxford Dictionary as prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism by an individual, community, or institution against a person or people on the basis of their membership of a particular racial or ethnic group. There are various types of ways racism can occur. It could be overt or covert. Overt racism is racism which is obvious, visible, and direct. Examples of this could include saying harmful words to someone of a different race. Covert racism is not so obvious. It is concealed and hidden and not public. And due to the nature of it, many perpetrators claim plausible deniability and can gaslight their victims by saying they deny the act was racist and didn't mean to cause harm. Have you ever heard the saying, "I'm not racist, but"? If you are a minority group, chances are you've been victim to racism, whether it be structural, institutional, or racism from someone on the street. Many groups have explored the problem of racism in Australia and have published articles online around the issue, while others have taken to social media such as Instagram and TikTok to share their experiences of racism and express their concerns.
Growing up, being black in Australia, we deal with it everyday life. It happens every day, and I try to educate the football clubs on these are the barriers Aboriginal AFL players have to deal with. We can't just rock up the footy and just play footy. Like, you can rock up and you can just play, you can enjoy it, but we got to worry about being pulled over by the police for no good reason, being followed in a shop from a security guard.
They've got to come down hard. Yeah. In the past, there's been soft punishments. In your situation, Tamara, in your situation, I believe they were soft punishments. You keep sending soft punishments out, the same thing's going to keep occurring. You send a harsh punishment out, people then know that it's not tolerated. Yeah. You can't write this stuff on Facebook, you can't say this stuff on a football field, and you can't do this thing in the workplace.
As a non-indigenous person, as a settler on these lands, remember that you also have a responsibility, and that responsibility means if you hear racism, you see racism, you call out racism, period.
And court cases have been pursued for racism, which is illegal under the Racial Discrimination Act. In terms of racism stats for all Australians, including non-indigenous people, the Challenging Racism Project has found that 20% of Australians surveyed have experienced racism, but this percentage is much higher for Indigenous people. In fact, I don't know an Aboriginal person in my family or community who hasn't experienced racism. I know I have. I've experienced a lot of racism from people online, from my Paint It Blak videos, and also writing opinions in the West Australian. But we can't really let racism stop us, but we can try to stop racism. It's unacceptable. An app called Calling It Out has been launched by the Gumbunnah Institute for Indigenous Education and Research in partnership with the National Justice Project. The app was developed to measure, document, and address racism targeted towards First Nations people. This is a technological solution developed to address some of Australia's most pressing social issues. It leaves me hopeful that if racism and the extent of racism is able to be documented in Australia, then we're able to stop it. Thanks for watching Paint It Blak with me, Emma Garlett, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode.